When discussing the business differences between Hong Kong and the United States, there are two schools of thought. First, that managerial values will converge from Chinese and Western into Western-style cultural values driven by industrialization. And second, that cultural forces will be enough to make sure that business cultural values remain distinct and different between Hong Kong and the United States. The researchers Ralston, Gustafson, Cheung, and Terpstra conducted a study of U.S., Hong Kong, and Chinese managerial attitudes and practices. They used measures from the West, including Machiavellianism, locus of control, intolerance of ambiguity, and dogmatism. They also surveyed managers using measures developed in the East, including Confucian dynamism, human-heartedness, integration, and moral discipline. They found that both business and culture impact managerial values and keep them distinct in each country. Now, we know that managerial values aren't the exact same as culture, but they're close enough to be used as a proxy for culture. Culture is really shared values. It's useful to think about culture in terms of people, organization, and systems. The degree to which each of these cultural differences conforms to archetypes and norms will be greatest across systems, slightly less as you start seeing variation between organizations, and even less as you look at individuals. Specific cultural differences between Hong Kong and the United States business culture include, first, power distance. Power distance is an issue cited by many. The willingness to challenge a supervisor varies highly between Asian and North American cultures. Asians often cite Americans as not respectful enough to their superiors, and Americans often fault those from high power distance cultures as letting position and fear stand in the way of operational effectiveness, or even, as referred to by Malcolm Gladwell in Outliers, the safety of human life. Ethics. There's a difference between extrinsic and intrinsic contracts, and the way Hong Kong business people and United States business people view the value of the two of those relative to each other. Hong Kong business people are said to value extrinsic or expressed contracts highly, while weighting intrinsic contracts more lightly. The opposite is said to be true in U.S. business culture. Intrinsic agreements are weighted heavily, while extrinsically agreed upon contracts, while legally valid, are not ascribed the importance they would be by Hong Kong business people. Another difference is individual versus group orientation. The United States is rated on Hofstede's scale as a highly individualistic culture, while results from the same assessment in China reveal a group orientation. Hong Kong, while maintaining a Western-style capitalist system, displays this group orientation in the business context. In an August 2007 by Burton, Farr, and Hagerty of about 300 Hong Kong and U.S. business students' attitudes toward corporate social responsibility, Hong Kong students were found to value economic responsibility more, while U.S. students perceived social responsibility with more weight. That's an interesting but telltale sign of the strong influence of free market capitalism on Hong Kong. Another difference is the role of feng shui in Hong Kong business decisions. Other cultural cues like colors, which may hold subconscious significance in the United States, are overt symbols in Hong Kong. White, for example, is the color most closely associated with death. Hong Kong is different from other Asian countries in terms of the Hofstede score for uncertainty avoidance. Scoring at 26, compared with an average of 63 for other Asian countries, Hong Kong business people showed a penchant for risk. That explains the popularity of horse racing and betting in places like Happy Valley, Hong Kong's favorite race course. Capitalist systems influence American business culture, communist systems influence Chinese business culture, and Hong Kong exists in a limbo stage between the two, with the cultural values of the East, but a strong tradition of free market capitalism inherited from British stewards of the city-state.